What's going on? It's us, Primal Strength Physiotherapy, chasing excellence, not numbers. So, what is my current training split or my training routine as a quote unquote natural hybrid athlete? Hybrid athletes is a very, very common term at the present. Everyone's a hybrid athlete, but this is what it looks like for me. So Mondays are typically upper body days. I do a mix of push and pull, and I'm varying between about 4 to 6 sets in total. So this could be bar muscle ups, occasionally it's ring muscle ups, and then I'll do a mixture of heavy push supersetted with a light pull. And then my follow-up sets will be a heavy pull movement with a light push. So I'll leave some examples of what that looks like in my training splits and my training routine. And typically this will be once a week. Tuesdays were previously leg days. However, I found that this was compromising my running. So I've moved Tuesdays to an easy run or an off feet cardio or aerobic day. So this could be a between 5 and 8 kilometer run, or it could be a cycle commute. I'm actually in the process of planning my commutes on a Tuesday as a way of me getting in some off-feet cardio for Wednesdays, which will be my speed work. And as I said previously, my speed work was being affected as my legs felt quite heavy from doing legs the day before, which were typically back squats, hip hinge movement, and then Nordic curls for hamstrings, and it could have been box jumps as well. And I just felt that my running the following day or my speed session felt quite heavy. And so I've gone to something a bit lighter to ensure that hopefully this carries over into my speed sessions and I'm able to build a little bit more running economy and speed that way. Thursdays were previously strictly upper body days as well. And here I would do my ring muscle ups typically, and then again a mixture of push and pull supersets, alternating heavy push with a lighter pull, and vice versa, like a heavy pull with a lighter and higher rep push exercise. Finishing with some accessory work. This could have been some shoulder work like lateral raises or front raises. I do enjoy my calisthenics as well. And so I was doing handstand holds. I was doing skin the cats, where we're focusing on sort of shoulder health and mobility. And then an isolation movement. Typically one day would be a tricep focus and the alternate day would be more of a bicep focus. Fridays are typically an easy run. So again, focusing in that aerobic zone, which for me is between about 143 beats to about 147, 48. And again, typically I would look for a bit of elevation to again train my hill speed, hill economy, hill work, whatever you want to call it. But I would run anything between about 10 and 13, 14 kilometers on my Friday easy run days. Saturdays are typically more of a lower body focus. So here I'm looking to do my compound movements, typically front squats or back squats. And then I would do a deadlift movement or a pull movement from the floor. So this could be a trap bar deadlift or a sort of conventional bar deadlift. I'd also focus on some explosive work like box jumps, broad jumps, and kettlebell swings. Again, just trying to remain robust for running. And then Sundays were my long run sessions. So here again, running anything between about 15 and 22 to 23 kilometers quite consistently on a Sunday, just to maintain a good base of training. And again, my pace would vary anything between about 4 minutes 55 to about 5:10, 5:15, again, depending on how I'm feeling and what the agenda is for the day regarding my long runs. Currently, running is my main focus. So I am maintaining resistance training and lifting calisthenics, not looking to really progress in terms of certain movements or lifts. However, because of my love and my enjoyment for training and the resistance side of things, I want to maintain some level of strength there. But like I said, running is my big goal for this year and potentially the next few years, and I want to see how far I can take it. And that's it really from a training perspective. I do try to go by the rule of stimulate and not annihilate. So gone are the days where I would not feel I've done a sufficient workout if I wasn't flagging and blowing and sort of putting in near maximal intensity. Now for me it is more about just stimulation and driving enough signals for adaptations, positive adaptations, without burning out and fatiguing. Because for me, training is about training for life. And I do plan to do this for the foreseeable decades, I want to say. And so it's about training smart for me. And that's where I feel not going to maximal intensity or not going to failure is really, really important, as it does sort of carry over in the week or in the training program. So that's it. Outside of my training, obviously, as always, your nutrition and how well you are fueling your body and recovering with good quality single ingredient foods is super important. And your sleep as well, making sure you're getting sufficient sleep at the right times. So not going to bed too late, so that you're prioritizing those appropriate or those optimal sleep stages. Your deep sleep, your light sleep, and then obviously your REM sleep. And trying not to stress out, because we know that low grade stress stimulates that cortisol, which impacts negatively on training in the long run and that hormonal health, etc. etc. So that's it. Let's stay tuned. Let's see how we go with the training split. I am always modifying and changing a few bits based on how I feel, based on how things are going. But that's the skeleton or the backbone of the program. Again, shameless plug, Primal Strength Nutrition, my company that I built to provide the highest quality beef, liver, or desiccated organ nutrition found in the UK anywhere, highest level of mineral content in nature, super critical alternative to your conventional multivitamins, as I believe this is the most bioavailable for the body. So as opposed to just buying expensive urine, you are assimilating and utilizing the majority of these compounds. And so stay tuned for my company, Primal Strength Nutrition, which focuses on really trying to lead in the game of safe, quality, and optimal supplementation to help with training and recovery.